Alright, it's the start of what day?
It is the day before the arena games. I got to weigh in 3 hours, and I'm going to try and cut, I don't know. In my test session, I cut 5 pounds, so 2 kilograms, and I performed fine the next day. So I'd say probably just keep it in that ballpark. Maybe 3 kilograms will cut. I'm going to drink this in the next 3 hours and allow that. Half a liter. Whew. I wonder how much I lost just on the bike.
That's because you're 10 minutes short.
I never said I was doing a full hour. I just said around an hour. My weight cut before the race, I did 45 minutes. Yeah, I'm doing fucking pretty good, I won't lie.
Yeah.
I'm down 2.2 kilograms. My goal is 3, so. I don't know, we'll go in there for at least 20. Maybe a half hour. I'm losing weight easy today, for sure. I mean, unfortunately, my starting weight was a bit high because we traveled yesterday, you know?
Yeah.
You get a bit bloated during the travel if we got in really late. Otherwise, I'd be down another, if I was my normal weight to start, it was almost a kilogram up.
Hey!
Sounds like he's running.
Look at that.
How the roles have reversed.
Are you running right now?
Yeah.
I'm losing the race right now.
Oh, no. How much are you trying to get off?
I'm already down 2.5 kilograms.
Oh, dude. Yeah, that's nothing you can't get right back in for the big meal.
Well, I just remind myself you went from 171 to 155, so I can do 161 to 155. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
It'll be all right.
For damn sure. You can do a lot more.
It's pretty effing hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's pretty effing hot.
What do you think it is in there?
It
It says 38. What does that mean on there?
That's how much time is left.
Mm.
It is like over top of the steamer.
Mm-hmm.
If you put your hand close to it, it will burn your hand. So, it's pretty hot. I'd say an hour in here and you'd be starting to get pretty delusional, like overheat collapse. The trick, or not the trick, but the challenge of cutting weight, I have no knowledge of weight cutting other than the fact that I lose a lot of weight when I exercise. And so I do have a sense of the relationship between weight loss and exercise. And so the challenge in endurance is that you can't really, or you don't want to really do it through losing carbs. Of course, there's a component of weight loss when you burn carbs, which you could get down even like a lot more if you did that. Like the problem with that is you'll be so depressed the next day. Your glycolytic system will not function at the level that it needs to function, especially for a high intensity race like we're going into. So the challenge here is exercising at such an intensity that you don't burn a ton of carbs and you can fuel with carbs, but sweating a lot, but also not sweating and getting your heart rate so high that you're doing like a hard heat session. So I'm kind of using heart rate to gauge this, and so right now, just sitting here, my heart rate is about 85 beats a minute.
All right, let me just lay down here for a second. It's just fucking hot, that's all. Okay. Just cool down. You wouldn't want to go much more than that, because then you're doing a true heat session, you know?
All right, and come back in a while, yeah?
Yes.
All right.
And do we need to sign the agreement?
I don't. As soon as he's done.
What's your in-game weight?
I allowed half a liter in the last 3 hours of training. So I've been savoring half a liter for 70.8.
What were you expecting? 70.8? Hands on hips. Arms crossed.
We're going to do a little bit of a kind of a, as you've never raced Super League before, and
Yeah, this will be a fun year. I mean, Jan's 42. I ain't counting the guy out or anything, but it's not. It's certainly to that, you know, 38, 39-year-old Jan's probably in higher form than 42-year-old Jan. That just seems like the natural progression of biology. But hey, he'll probably prove that wrong too. So, from my standpoint, no one has motivated me more than Jan, because I tasted it in 2015. I knew very little about the sport. I was naive, but part of that actually works to my benefit.
All right, everyone. Try to record this while I walk in front of Lionel. So they put Lionel in lane 1, while lane 10, which is theoretically the furthest lane, and then that means when he gets out of the water and he runs over, his bike will be the first bike, and then when he gets off the bike and he runs, it'll be the first treadmill. So, all right, so these lights right here to fill everyone in. This is when they start the pursuit. It'll be, if you make it to the finals, it's the third one, and then on tomorrow in the semifinals, it is the second round. They'll go off of their deficit, so you have to stand right here and you wait until your red light turns off, and then that's when you go and dive in. That's what deciphers that.
I mean, I'm swimming good for me. Unfortunately, there's people who know how to swim here. So I think I break 2:30. I think that'll be good for me.
All right, let's go test that bike.
Let's hope Schoolman doesn't break 2. And
Yeah, I got it. I know I did see it. He's coming to school.
view myself as an entertainer, of course. And when you put the entertainment in a venue of this sort, you have the desire, anyhow, to rise to the occasion. So, I mean, really good. It's still, to Schoolman or a few of these other guys, could be 30 seconds down. And that's me swimming like really good.
But then once you hit dry land and you get your feet in your shoes, you get up to speed. Are you focusing on qualifying for the final?
Of course. I mean, that would be the goal, of course.
All right, Tim, you've been to a lot of these before. What is the key for Lionel tomorrow?
As hard as he's going and as much pain as he's in, he's just got to stay in the moment and slow it down, because you make a small mistake, you get punished. I'm not worried about his power on the bike. I'm not worried about his swim, because once the gun goes, he's turning his arms over. It's the connections, the swim to the bike to the run, and even that gap in between races is so short that he's got to have his mind in the right headspace to focus on what's needed to set his bike up, set his run shoes up to go again. I think he's going to surprise himself. Yes, there are some amazing athletes here, Olympic medalists, people who have won these races before, but Lionel does his homework. Lionel knows what he needs to do. The fact he's cut the weight, I've raced him on Zwift in the Pro Tri Tour. I know exactly what he's capable of on Zwift, and everyone knows if anyone's willing to dig deep and hurt themselves, it's going to be Lionel.
What are your initial thoughts?
Nothing I didn't expect. Swimming, pretty good, relatively, for long course meters, and I did get a nice little bump coming down 800 meters. I usually improve 1 to 2 seconds per 100. I say I've observed that. Trainer seems to read, I will do a power analysis, but seems to read pretty much bang on to my power pedals, so I know what I can push. I just got one more little test to do down on the treadmills, see how they read relative to my stride pod, and then I'll kind of know what I can expect of myself. Of course, there's an element of transcendence in a cool indoor event like this with people watching, and so I will look to, transcend what I think is possible by a few percent, and that's whatever place it's good for, that's what it's good for.
This is one of the pre-race favorites, Raphael. Guy's a complete savage at this distance. Him, Henry Schumann, I'd say Lightning McQueen.
I would say it's easier, yeah.
Okay.
It's over-representing speed. Now I'm running 348, but I've had very little change in speed. I mean, everyone's on the same bike, so.
That's good though. You could probably run around with
Are you tracking the stride?
Yeah, but I only have wattage on in my indoor. I don't ever look at distance indoors, just wattage. Like, what's the time difference?
7 hours.
In the western direction.
Yeah, so you actually sleep better.
It's not bad.
Yeah. I like did about 2 or 3 hours already there, so it's like 4 hours when I get you. It's not too bad.
And are you doing Abu Dhabi next weekend?
Yeah, that's the plan. I'm still on the wait list.
Okay.
I slipped down the rankings so bad.
All right, guys, I'm here. I've tested everything. I've scoped out the competition. You guys will have to pray for me. There is no way I make the final. I'm just kidding. I'm going to give everything to make the final. These kids, though, are fast, man. I'm looking over all these trainers. They're all hitting 500 watts. I don't know if dudes are flexing or what, but everyone's hitting 220K pace on the curves. I'm getting lapped in the warm-up. So, hey, that's why I came here. That's totally why I came here. I want to experience this. I want to experience the raw speed of these young guys. And we're going to experience it. So I'm going to give everything. I'm going to try and make it to that final. Anyway, you slice it. I want you to tune into the finals. It's on triathlonlive.tv.